Hello everyone. Today's video is a sneak peek from our comprehensive course focused on exploring the capabilities of iOS 17 and guiding you through building custom designs in SwiftUI. If you're searching for a course that emphasizes design while also covering essential iOS features, you've landed in the right spot. This session offers a glimpse into the wealth of learning as well as hands-on practice available through our complete course at DesignToSwiftUI.com. Enjoy this video as we dive into the new iOS 17 scroll view features. Welcome to our design deep dive session. Today we're going to focus on the Browse by Model section, which features a horizontal scroller for displaying products. We'll start by examining the individual product models like Ultra, SE, and Watch 8. To streamline our development process, we'll create a single reusable object that can adapt to display these various models. Next, we turn our attention to the Browse by Model header. This element consists of both text and a divider line. Instead of just creating these components separately each time, we'll develop a reusable section header that can be implemented throughout the app. In terms of the layout, we'll be using a vertical stack or V-stack. Items such as Ready for Adventure and Apple Watch Ultra will be grouped in their own V-stack. This will allow us to have better controlling over the spacing between these two text views. This approach provides flexibility and keeps the design consistent. We'll also be frequently using the shop button across different sections of the app. To maintain consistency and ease of use, this button will be designed as a reusable component. Even if we decide to modify its appearance later, the core functionality will remain unchanged, making the development process more efficient. As your project progresses, your utilities folder will become increasingly valuable. It will house reusable elements like the section header and the shop button. This allows for future projects to be developed more easily and efficiently. Our immediate task includes developing the section header and creating the card view for the product display. These will be the primary focus of this section of this project. Let's get started. We have all of the views we need to set up our Browse By section. Let's jump in and wrap this up. Okay, so now all we need to do is we need to create this section. So we need to combine the two together. Right click on the supporting views and we're going to create a new file and we're going to call this a new SwiftUI file. We're going to call this Browse section. Good. And in the Browse section, we're just going to add everything we just did. So we're going to go ahead and delete this text and we're going to add a V-stack. Inside of the V-stack, we're going to add our section header with a title and we're going to pass in Browse by Model. And then we're going to create a scroll view because we want this to scroll from left to right. So we're going to create a scroll view. We're going to set the scroll view to horizontal. And I always do show indicators. I never like showing them because they always look, I don't know. I've just never been a fan of them. I know you probably should use them, but I don't. We're going to set this to false. Don't tell anyone. And then inside of the scroll view, we want to make our cards go from left to right. So we would obviously, we're going to put them into an H stack. So we'll say H stack. And then finally, again, we're doing prototype. So we're going to do for each. And we want to create 4 cards. So we're just going to say 0 ... less than 4. And inside of there, we're going to do _in and then hit return. And now inside of here, all we have to do is add the card view. Boom, we've got 4 cards. Inside of that, we're going to change the frame because the frame right now is set and we don't want this frame to be set this way. So we're going to do dot frame and we're going to set the width of this to match UI screen dot main dot bounds. And then inside of there, we're going to access the width and we're going to set that to -30. And then finally, we're going to say frame min width is 0 and max width is infinity. So now we have a little bit better of a little bit larger of a card that fits the screen with the second one peeking off the screen. So we want to just add some scrolling behaviors to this while we're here. So on the scroll view, we'll add two more modifiers. We're going to say safe area padding, and we're going to do .horizontal and have the padding set to 10. So now that takes it from being pushed to the edge of the screen and gives it that little bit of breathing space so that you can see. And then finally, we want to do paging. So as you scroll right now, it doesn't page, it just scrolls. And we want to add the paging feature. And this came out in iOS 17. So we're going to say scroll target behavior, and we're going to set this to paging. And now you're going to see it now pages instead of going and doing it. Sorry, this shouldn't have been covering. And now we have the paging that we want. Here we have a little bit of spacing, which I don't like. So let's add a horizontal padding here. So we're going to do dot padding and set that to horizontal. So now we have a little bit of space between the section header and we really don't. As you can see, we added horizontal padding. And if I get rid of it, it gives us the padding to the left. But what I was really trying to reference is we want the padding to be horizontal. So the section header and the watch are too close together. So we can go to the V stack and we can set the spacing on the V stack to 30. And now that gives us the space we want between the title or the header and the content. And now our section is done. And if we just go for now into the content view, Command-Shift-O, we're going to go into content view and hit return. We could just in here do browse section in parentheses and you'll see it appear there. And that's a good place where we can end on this particular section. Congratulations on making it through the final section of the home view. Together, we've integrated the custom list item within the category section. And I'm thrilled to share that we now have a working prototype for the entire home tab. Now, here's a challenge for you. I encourage you to experiment and work on it independently. It's the best way to reinforce what we've learned. However, remember, there's no rush. If things still seem a bit unclear, it's perfectly fine to revisit and rewatch this section. Every repetition deepens your understanding. When you're ready, and only when you feel confident, join me as we transition into the products tab. More great lessons await. See you in the next video.